Hey everybody, it is the Goose, and it has been a long time since I really updated anything. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One, I work the night shift in a prison. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Whoa, hey, nope, can't see that. It's not the general goodness that I usually have because I can't get it here in the state of Florida. It is about 7 something in the morning. It's only about 70 degrees because of a cold front come in. Out here on the back 5 acres of the 10, and oh man, I'm looking at it all. It's time for a mow. Only problem with the mow, takes about 11 hours on a big giant expensive 0-turn mower. Welcome to Florida life. Holy crap, I'm gonna be busy. But I was sitting there because I work nights. When I essentially flip-flop my schedule. I treat daytime as nighttime and nighttime as daytime. Nighttime, daytime. Oh man, if you only knew the reference for that one. But I was sitting there, and on my last video, I mentioned some wheels are in motion. They are. Make no mistake. Wheels are in motion for something that could be pretty darn good for the Goose. But I was sitting there and I was like, man, I haven't even watched my own show really and dissected it. And you know, I did when it aired, and it was mainly with the family, and they were like, oh my god, did you really do that? Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, I did. It was nuts. Also, what's nuts is what I'm going to show you here in a second. I'm going to show you some, well, I don't know if they're going to show up, but Florida orb weaver spiders are about 5 inches across. Holy Christ. Got a whole bunch of them over here. I never really sat down and dissected how the show was edited, how the show was portrayed. Disco, or Discovery is what we call it in the business, Disco, was kind enough to send me DVDs when I asked, because out here where I'm at in North Central Florida, there is no cable. I can't, everything is off satellite. Even when I make phone calls, it's on satellite. So it's kind of weird. It's like you got to talk and stop. But I was like, why don't I sit down, watch every episode, and then really dissect how it was put together, how it was edited? Because there was so much that was never put on TV. And I'm not even kidding. There was stuff I'm not going to say it now. There were things that scared me so bad. One instance in particular, I was terrified, and that never made air. Didn't make the edit. I don't know. Maybe the GoPro wasn't working. Who knows? So what I want to do is I'm going to sit down and watch every episode of the show. Even with the stuff I got from Disco, it actually has some of the stuff that never actually made the show, which is kind of cool. Stuff I had completely forgotten about. I'm going to sit down and watch every single episode. And then we are going to do a little bit of a review. We're going to talk about what actually made the air. We're going to talk about, did this really happen? Did that happen? Because I know on the Facebook page for Devil's Canyon, there were some haters. Sweet mother of God haters. I mean, they were pulling stuff out of their butts. Oh, you didn't do that. And I'm not going to lie. I wanted to politely debate their options of what they said. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Not even. We're almost curb stomp comes to mind, because some people, especially when it comes to reality TV, things like that, the amount of hate and vitriol that gets spit at you is borderline unnerving. And it's like, man, did you just wake up this morning with nothing better to do in your life than to try and draw attention to yourself and just be a complete ass clown? Yeah, there's people like that. Make no mistake. So, we are going to do a little series on how it really went down. And here's the funny thing. Everybody thinks it went down one way, or it went down another way, or it went down this way or that way, or whatever. Devil's Canyon was raw. 100% raw. I had no safety crew. I had no film crew. If you watch the show, yeah. I mean, one thing I didn't show, but another person did on the show. Oh, I got spiders crawling down my boots. Oh, that ain't good. But we did have emergency transponders. And, all right, I'll get into that right now. Here's the thing. Where I was at on the river I was on, even if I hopped on my transponder and sent out a message, I'm bleeding out, I was just mauled by a bear, it would have taken emergency crews, excuse me, the medical guy, which, I mean, bless them, these guys know what they're doing. One of them has his own Instagram. I'll try and put it down in the, down below. Crow Medical. This guy goes into hot zones. This guy helps people in third world countries. This guy knows combat trauma. As good as they were. I mean, you got that one, then the other one. He is the mountaineer that you can't believe. When it comes to cold weather injuries, getting somebody off a mountain, homeboy knew his shit. I'm not even joking. But if I sent out an emergency message, it would have taken them 20 minutes to gather everybody. Over an hour to get where I was at. No, excuse me, not where I was at. Where they could turn off of the road. And then probably close to another 2 hours to get to me. So it was no joke. Discovery Channel was stepping up their game. They were literally putting me, Ben, John in positions where if something went wrong, it stayed wrong. But that was the biggest thing. Everybody's like, oh, you were only 20 minutes from a highway. You were only this, that. And excuse me, motherfucker, you were not there. Bear eat my ass. I was out of luck. There was, and that was one of the hard things to come to terms with. Because you watch all these other disco shows, Naked and Afraid, which they've tried to talk me into doing, but yeah, nobody deserves. Well, we almost saw it naked. What was that, episode 4? We'll get to that. But anyways, but there was no help. I was alone. There was an absolute sense of you're on your own. And it's kind of funny, and I still laugh and joke about it today, because out at work, it's the running joke is, oh, it's the TV star. And even my inmates, when they were doing time in county before they come to prison, they're like, you were that dude on that Survival Gold show. Yeah, I was. Shut up. It's bedtime. But it's Discovery stepped their game up. They really did for this one. Man, just looking back, it was something else. You have no idea what it's like. I mean, I think I was 60 miles as the crow flies from the nearest town that could actually provide support if something went wrong. And you literally every day when you wake up, you had to digest that. So everything you did was calculated. So one thing that blows my mind is, the show did well, but not to what Discovery would say would be, hey, here comes season 2. We'll get to that later. But I just wanted to, and it hit me. I was like, God, you know, Devil's Canyon was a great show. It really was. For the gold miners out there, the prospectors, not including the haters, it said, this is how we do it. It showed the world how we get out and find that first little bit of gold. That first little bit. So, I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to walk inside right now. And I'm going to watch that first episode. And then we're going to I'm not going to dissect Ben. Ben is my brother. I would eat a bullet for that man. Ben is a hardcore prospector. I mean, if you follow my Instagram at SluiceGoose, it's Ben is the man. I would eat a bullet for that guy. Not even kidding. Loved him to death. We knew each other before the show. But I'm only going to be talking about what happened with me out there. And we'll talk about how the show shows it. We'll talk about the stuff that editing may not have come up to. But, oh man, this ain't good. So, anyways, I'm going to end this up real quick because I've got a whole bunch of ants. I've been resting my hand on a tree in my yard here, and I've got a whole bunch of little tiny sugar ants crawling all over my hand. And they're biting. So it is time to go. I'm going to go inside, watch that first episode, and we'll see if we make another video real quick.